welcome to the last day of the first edition of Nila International Folklore Film Festival of India, NIFFFI 2020, organized by Wiley, the Folklore group. For those of you who are new to this event, NIFFFI is an annual festival that aims at showcasing films from different parts of the world that are based on or emerging from indigenous cultures and folklore. The festival spans across 3 days from October 30th to November 1st. We had received about 100 entries from different parts of the world, and from among them, our August jury has chosen 21 films which will be screened as part of this festival. Our jury consists of 3 eminent personalities: Sri Pratap Joseph, well known for his experimental short films and skill as a cinematographer; Dr. Anu Papachan, Head of Malayalam Department, Vimala College, Thrissur. She is a noted film critic and a poet; and Sri Sandeep Pamballi, who is truly versatile as he is a short story writer, film director and screenwriter. Because of the pandemic, we have decided to conduct this festival online. We expect your wholehearted involvement and encouragement. How impoverished our lives would be without music. So here is an unusual orchestra to enrich the moments you spend here. Presenting before you, India's first ever bamboo band. All the artists in this band are members of Wiley. Please give your ears and heart to them.
let's check out the first movie of Day 3, Old Chickens and Big Fish. Reviving stories, connecting traditions. Two old folk tales and a song, experimentally performed. This is to connect cultural traditions from opposite sides of the world in a world that could use any links to help hold it together. The second one, maintain the experience of folk performance in a changing world. And the third one, to seek the common essence of a folk music as contemporary audiences as well as cultural identity and the realities of the past. Let's go for the movie and come back.
So, recently when I discovered this instrument, which is a sarangi, the traditional instrument of the Gandharva caste in Nepal, I began thinking playfully it might be fun to connect some traditions from halfway around the world. But as soon as I started thinking about it and playing around with it, I realized that was I going to be perverting tradition or preserving tradition by experimenting with Appalachian music on a sarangi? It started to raise a lot of questions beyond just my having fun exploring a new form of expression. And talking about traditions that were established a while ago and are now disappearing, there's a lot of concern for preserving those traditions, and I too am concerned about that. Often we analyze a fiddle tune and define it and point out the unique things about it, the ornaments and the phrasing, and then define a traditional style by talking to those unique things, those things that make it different. But what I started to realize, not by academically thinking about it, but by the experiment of trying to play American music on the sarangi, that there were very many things in common to be defined about what makes folk music. Worrying about the distinctions, the things that make it different, maybe it's time we paid a little attention to the heart of folk music. And it turns out that I think the heart of folk music has more to do with what's in common with all traditional music, from whatever part of the world, whatever geography, whatever ethnic group. It's not good enough to play my triplets the way an Irish fiddler plays triplets to play in the Irish style. I need to play in the heart of the Irish style. And it's the same thing with Nepali music, and it's the same thing with Appalachian music. And so, while I present to you now a rather crude experiment in connecting traditions, I think that within that experiment are ideas about finding and studying what is the heart of folk music and defining music by more than just the details of its ornaments and phrasing. So, the Gandharva were storytellers, and so were Appalachians. And everybody tells stories about chickens. So, here's a story about a chicken for you. So this is, as I remember the story, as told by a fellow from North Carolina named Richard Big Boy Henry. So I was sitting here thinking about the time when I was a little boy, and I had a little red rooster. I had a little red rooster, we called him Old Bill. So Old Bill, Bill, he used to follow me around wherever I go. He just followed me around. He used to sleep on my windowsill and come around to the door to get his crumbs. I loved old Bill. So one morning, one Sunday morning, I got up and I heard my mom talking. Now she was a Baptist lady, you know. She was one of those Baptist ladies. She liked to wear the big hats, and she used to dress up, loved to dress up. And I heard she said to my father, she said, "Old man, we gotta fix old Bill this morning." I said, "Oh Lordy, oh Lordy." Said, "We gotta fix old Bill this morning. You know, the preacher's coming to dinner, and the preacher gotta have chicken." Oh Lordy, I thought they're gonna kill old Bill. Oh, they're gonna kill old Bill this morning soon. Whoa, kill old Bill this morning soon. Oh, preacher coming to dinner. Gonna send old Bill to his lonesome home. So, now my mama, she's a pretty woman. She was a pretty woman. And my dad, he was jealous, you know. He kept a gun behind the door. And then, you know, and so that preacher, he'd come over the house, you know. He came over one time when my daddy wasn't there, and he says to my mother, "How about I'd like a holy kiss?" My mother said, "Oh, no, old Reverend. No, my daddy, my husband will kill me." And he would have. So, you know, I watched everything in those days. But I looked out in the field, I looked out the house, and I saw this old Bill out there, and I thought, oh no, Lord have mercy, they're gonna kill old Bill. So Sunday morning, got up early, my daddy got up early, and he took old Bill out and wrung his neck, and I hear old Bill, "I'll try." Bill said, no, don't do it, but it was too late. It wrung his neck. Cooked up old Bill. They stewed him. They stewed old Bill. Preacher came to the table. They stewed old Bill. They put pastry on him. And my mama says, "Okay, come on, boy. Come on. I said, "Oh, no. I ain't going to eat my rooster. No. I ain't going to eat my rooster." But that preacher stood at the table, and he near ate the whole damn rooster all himself. And then he sits there picking his teeth and making jokes and telling lies to my daddy. Crumbs. Oh, he said, old Bill sent him to his lonesome home. So preacher gets up, it's time to go. He says, "Well, I'll see you all next go around." And he looks at my mama and gives a big smile, but my mama looks away. She knew my daddy's looking. My dad, I ain't kidding, my daddy would have smacked him up the side of the head. So the preacher, he decides to go, and so he goes down the road to get the bus, and tears are storming down my face. And old Bill ain't going to come get crumbs at the door no more. Yes, they killed old Bill this morning. soon. Oh, they killed my old red rooster this morning soon. Oh, Bill ain't gonna be here no more. Gonna come around my door. And that's the story of my old red rooster, Old Bill. Part of the Gandharva repertoire was reciting stories from the great Hindu epics. And part of the hillbilly repertoire was telling stories from the Bible. And so if there were a Gandharva in 1930s Appalachia, they might have told this story. Now come here, buddy, come here to your pipe. I'll tell you a story set up in my lap. It's better than the story of Daniel or Ruth, although it is fishy, it's every bit true. Now, listen right well while I tell you this tale about how the prophet Jonah got caught by a whale. It not only caught him, and bless your dear soul, it not only caught him, but it swallowed him whole. Now, part of this story is awfully sad, about a great city that went to the bad. The Lord saw those people with such wicked ways that he could hardly stand them for 40 more days. So the Lord said to Jonah, please go and try and tell those people that I give them 40 more days to get humbled down. And if they don't do it, I'll tear up the town. So Jonah spoke to Jonah, oh Jonah said no. I'm a true hard-shell Baptist and so I won't go. Nineveh people are nothing to me, and I'm so against foreign missions, you see. So he went down to Joppa, and there in great haste he boarded a ship for a different place. The Lord looked down and he said, oh, Jonah is fixing to run off on me. So he set the wind howling and squeaks and with squeals, and the ocean kicked up and kicked up its heels. Oh, Jonah confessed that it was caused by his sins, so the crew threw him out and the whale took him in. On a funniest sight that you ever have seen was Jonah riding off in his new submarine. The Nineveh people, they did not repent, 'cause the message of warning it was missent. Now after 3 days the whale got up with a pain in his stomach and a pain in his head. He said, I must get to the air mighty quick. This filthy old sinner is making me sick. So he winked his big eye and he waggled his tail, and he set off to shore to deliver his mail. He looked at the shore and he looked all around, then vomited Jonah clear up on the ground. Oh, Jonah thanked God for his mercy and grace, then looked at the whale and he made a great face. He thought how much better his preaching would be, since some of Whale Seminary he had a degree. So he arrived at the city about a week late, and man started to preach from the moment he entered the gates, till the whole population repented and prayed, and the great hand of justice, it was finally stayed. Now, when you disobey, mommy, remember this tale. When you run off from home, look out for a whale. There's varmints to get you on sea and on land, and a boy can be swallowed lots easier than a man. Your gun and whistle up your dog. We're off to the wild woods, run groundhog. Oh, groundhog doesn't participate. So at the end of every verse, you all can sing, oh, groundhog. Well, old Gunberger, Sam and Dave, old Joe Digger, Sam and Dave, they went off hog hunting and all they saved. Oh, groundhog. Down the holler up the side, you get 10 cents for a groundhog hide. Oh, groundhog. Here comes Sally with a giggle and a grin. Here comes Sally with a giggle and a grin. Groundhog breathing all over her chin. Oh, groundhog. Children cried as the children cried. They hurled and screamed as the children cried. Love groundhog, whether it's cooked or fried. Oh, groundhog. Here comes Jimmy with a 10-foot pole. Here comes Jimmy with a 10-foot pole. That's slipping out of its hole. Oh, groundhog. Eat meat and save the hide. Eat the meat and save the hide. The best of skin ever was tried. Oh, groundhog. There's a little bit of cornbread on the shelf. A little bit of cornbread on the shelf. If you want any more, you can sing it yourself. Oh, groundhog. So while there are people in this world looking to create and define cultural identity by looking for the little details, whether it's music or other cultural aspects, and they're using those details to separate us, even to teach hate between us. I think it's an important time for us all to start studying that which is common, that which we all share, all my brothers and sisters throughout the world. Namaste. Okay.
That was an amazing song. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hope you too. Now I take immense pleasure to welcome the movie maker to share his experiences behind the screen.
My film, Old Chickens and Big Fish, is basically a performance based on my enthusiasm for various cultural traditions and my finding them appropriate as a vehicle for my personal creative expression. It's also a little essay about the value in seeking the essence of what folk music is in all cultures and from all traditions. I think it also raises some questions about the issues of preservation and maintenance of traditional cultural values. I recently read an article in an Irish magazine criticizing young musicians for playing Irish music with instrumentation and arrangements influenced by other cultures. It's interesting that those critics consider the banjo a traditional Irish instrument. However, it's not that long ago that the banjo was unknown in Ireland. It came from the United States, where it is often considered an American instrument. However, while it has evolved perhaps in construction and material in the United States, it is an instrument that came from Africa and was brought to the United States by people who were forcibly brought to the United States. The world is constantly changing, and cultural values constantly change along with it. I think it is wonderful that we have the technology to preserve traditional values by recording it. But preservation, to me, has a tricky meaning. It sounds like freezing, locking down, defining and limiting, but that doesn't keep folk music alive. Folk arts are living, breathing arts, and the same technology that allows us to record and preserve music from the past and from current is also responsible for people like myself, for instance, becoming aware and knowledgeable about cultural values from all over the world. Folk traditions are kept alive by the people who play and perform those arts. And they can't help but be influenced by the world that is changing around them and that the information that's available to them. Folk music is a living, breathing art. And to maintain it is not to preserve it. To maintain it is to keep it living and breathing. I think it is important to preserve and record and archive, but I also think it's important to maintain its living, breathing existence. And it cannot help but evolve as the world evolves around it. Namaste.
Now, let's watch the next movie. This is a documentary that portrays the life and hardship of the artist behind the Nirlatam. So come, let's watch the movie.
സായന്തന സൂര്യൻ സാഗരത്തിൽ അസ്തമിച്ചാൽ സർവാഭരണ വിഭൂഷിതയായ ദേവിക്ക് മുന്നിൽ സർവവും മറന്ന് സർഗസഭരി എന്ന പോൽ സംഗീതത്തിൻ്റെയും സംസാരത്തിൻ്റെയും അകമ്പടിയിൽ നൃത്തമാണ്. നിഴലുകളുടെ നൃത്തം. ഭൂലോകത്തിലെ മനുഷ്യകുലത്തോളം പഴക്കവും പാരമ്പര്യവും അവകാശപ്പെടാവുന്നൊരു കലയാണ് നിഴൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത്. ലോകത്തിൻ്റെ വിവിധ ഭാഗങ്ങളിൽ വിവിധ രൂപങ്ങളിൽ നിഴൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് അവതരിപ്പിക്കപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. കേരളത്തിൽ ചരിത്രപരമായി പാവക്കൂത്തിൻ്റെ കൃത്യമായ കണക്കൊന്നും സൂക്ഷിക്കപ്പെട്ടിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിലും 4 നൂറ്റാണ്ടിൻ്റെ പഴക്കവും പാരമ്പര്യവും കണക്കാക്കപ്പെടുന്നു. നാടുനീങ്ങിയ രാജാവും നാമാവശേഷമായ നാട്ടുരാജ്യങ്ങളെങ്കിലും പാട്ടും പറച്ചിലുമായി ഇന്നും തുടർന്നു പോരുന്നുണ്ടൊരു നാട്ടാചാരം. ആചാരാനുഷ്ഠാനങ്ങളിലാണ് നിഴൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്തിൻ്റെ ആണിവേരെങ്കിലും ആയിരങ്ങളെ രസിപ്പിക്കാനും ത്രസിപ്പിക്കാനും ഈ കലാരൂപത്തിനാവുന്നത് അതിൽ ഉൾച്ചേർന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ചിത്രത്തിൻ്റെയും നിറങ്ങളുടെയും ശില്പത്തിൻ്റെയും സംഗീതത്തിൻ്റെയും സാഹിത്യത്തിൻ്റെയും സന്നിവേശം നിഴലുകളിലെത്തുന്നു എന്നതുകൊണ്ട് കൂടിയാകണം. പാവക്കൂത്തിന് പിന്നിലെ ഐതിഹ്യം എന്തുതന്നെയായാലും നിഴൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് ചരിത്രത്തിൽ അടയാളപ്പെട്ട ഒന്നാണ്. ജനകീയ കലയായ സിനിമയുടെ പ്രാക്രൂപമാണ് തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത്. പണ്ട് അത്രയ്ക്കും ജനകീയമായ ഒന്ന്. അനുഷ്ഠാന കലകൾ ആചാര നിബന്ധനകൾക്കനുസരിച്ച് തുടർന്നു പോരണമെന്ന അബദ്ധജഡിലമായ ചിന്തകളുടെ അടിവേരറുത്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇന്നും തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് നിലനിൽക്കുന്നത്. അതിന് നേതൃത്വം കൊടുത്ത കൃഷ്ണൻകുട്ടി പുലവർ മരണമടഞ്ഞെങ്കിലും അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മക്കളും പേരക്കുട്ടികളും ഇന്നും ഈ കല നിലനിർത്താൻ അഹോരാത്രം പ്രയത്നത്തിലാണ്.
നമസ്തേ. നൂറ്റാണ്ടുകളോളം പഴക്കമുള്ള ഒരു കലാരൂപമാണ് നിഴൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് അഥവാ തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത്. കേരളത്തിൻ്റെ ഭദ്രകാളി ദേവി ക്ഷേത്രങ്ങളിലാണ് കൂടുതലായും ഈ കലാരൂപം അവതരിപ്പിച്ചു വരുന്നത്. ഇതിൻ്റെ പഴക്കത്തെക്കുറിച്ചോ അതിൻ്റെ പഴമയെക്കുറിച്ചോ ഇതുവരെ ആർക്കും തിട്ടപ്പെടുത്താൻ സാധിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. അത്രയും പഴക്കമുണ്ട് ഈ കലയ്ക്ക്. അതായത് ആദ്യം ഒരു ചൈതന്യമുണ്ടായി, പ്രകൃതി ഉണ്ടായി, സൂര്യനുണ്ടായി. ആ സൂര്യ വെളിച്ചത്തിലൂടെ ആദ്യ മനുഷ്യൻ അവൻ്റെ അവയവങ്ങളായിട്ടുള്ള കൈകൾ കൊണ്ടും കാലുകൾ കൊണ്ടും ചലനം സൃഷ്ടിച്ചു. ആ ചലനങ്ങളുടെ ആദ്യ രൂപം നിഴൽ നാടകങ്ങളായി രൂപാന്തരപ്പെട്ടു എന്നാണ് പറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നത്. അതായത് നീളവും നൃത്തവും ചേർന്ന ആദ്യത്തെ കലാരൂപം അതാണ് നിഴൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് അഥവാ തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത്.
സ്ത്രീകൾക്ക് ഒരർത്ഥത്തിലും ഇടപെടാൻ സാധ്യമല്ലാത്ത താണാധിപത്യ കലയായിരുന്ന തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്തിലേക്ക് തൻ്റെ മകളും ഭാര്യയും കുറേ ശിഷ്യസമ്പത്തുമായി വിപ്ലവം തീർത്തിട്ടുണ്ട് ശ്രീ രാമചന്ദ്ര പുലവർ. കൂത്തമ്പലത്തിലേക്ക് പുലവർക്കും സംഘത്തിനും മാത്രം കയറാൻ സാധ്യമായിടത്തു നിന്നും പുതിയ കാലത്തിൻ്റെ ദൗത്യമെന്നോണം പെൺപാട്ടും കേൾക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങിയിരിക്കുന്നു. നിങ്ങൾ ഈ കാണുന്നതൊന്നും നിഴലുകളല്ല, നിഴൽക്കൂത്തുകൊണ്ട് നാടുനീളെ നടക്കുന്ന പുലവരുടെ ജീവിതമാണ്. ജീവൻ്റെ നിഴലും ജീവിതത്തിൻ്റെ അഴലും വേർതിരിച്ചെടുക്കാനാവാത്ത കലാസഭരിയുടെ ജൈത്രയാത്രയാണത്. പാട്ടും പറച്ചിലുമായി കുത്തുമാടം കൊട്ടിക്കയറുന്ന പാരമ്പര്യത്തിൻ്റെ നേരവകാശികളാണവർ. നേരം വെളുക്കുവോളം നേരുപാട്ടുമായി തട്ടകത്തെ ദേവിയെ പ്രീതിപ്പെടുത്തുന്നവരാണവർ. വലിച്ചുകെട്ടിയ വെള്ളക്കുറയ്ക്കു പിന്നിൽ ഉള്ളു തുറന്ന് പാട്ടുകാരാണവർ. ഇരുട്ടിൽ ചിരട്ടയും ചിരാതും കത്തിച്ച് തങ്ങളെ ഒളിപ്പിച്ച് തഞ്ചമൊപ്പിച്ച് പാവകളെ കളിപ്പിക്കുന്നവരാണവർ. സത്യത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞാൽ തീരാത്ത ഒരനുഭവമാണവർ. അതെ, അനുഭവക്കടലിൻ്റെ ആഴവും പരപ്പും എറിഞ്ഞ് അംഗീകാരത്തിൻ്റെ കുടിമുടി കയറിയ കലാകാരനാണ് ശ്രീ രാമചന്ദ്ര പുലവർ. 1960 മെയ് മാസം 25-ാം തീയതി ഗോമതി അമ്മാളിൻ്റെയും KL കൃഷ്ണൻകുട്ടി പുലവരുടെയും മകനായി ജനിച്ചു. പ്രാഥമിക വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിനു ശേഷം പാരമ്പര്യമായി കിട്ടിയ കുലത്തൊഴിൽ അഭ്യസിച്ചു. കുട്ടിയാവുമ്പോഴേ അച്ഛനെ കൂട്ടുപോയി കൂത്തുപാടമേറിയ രാമചന്ദ്രൻ രാവേറെ ഉറക്കമൊഴിച്ചാണ് ഇന്ന് കാണുന്ന രാമചന്ദ്ര പുലവരിലേക്ക് പരകായം ചെയ്തത്. അതെ, അച്ഛൻ കൃഷ്ണൻകുട്ടി പുലവർ ആചാരനിഷ്ഠ ഒരു കൈയിലും അതിൽ ആകൃഷ്ടരാകാത്ത പ്രേക്ഷകന് വേണ്ടി വിശ്വാസത്തിൻ്റെ വിലക്കുകൾക്കപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് വിപ്ലവത്തിൻ്റെ പാതയിലേക്ക് ഈ കലാരൂപത്തെ കൊണ്ടു നടന്നത് ഏറെ ആവേശത്തോടെയാണ് രാമചന്ദ്ര പുലവർ ഏറ്റെടുത്തത്. അമ്പലപ്പറമ്പിൽ ആളൊഴിഞ്ഞ മൂലകളിൽ കെട്ടിയിട്ട കുത്തുമാടത്തിൽ നിന്ന് കൃഷ്ണൻകുട്ടി പുലവർ കൊളുത്തിയ വെളിച്ചത്തിൽ രാമചന്ദ്രനും മക്കളും പാവകളെ കൊണ്ട് പറന്നത് വിശ്വവിഹായസിലേക്കായിരുന്നു. 1979 പിതാവിനൊപ്പം റഷ്യയിൽ നടന്ന പാവക്കൂത്ത് ഉത്സവം തൊട്ട് 20-ലധികം വരുന്ന രാജ്യങ്ങളിൽ, ഇന്ത്യക്കകത്തെ മുഴുവൻ സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളിൽ ഇരുൾപകൽ വ്യത്യാസമില്ലാതെ പാവ കളിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഈ പുലവർ. വിശ്വാസത്തിൻ്റെയും ആചാരത്തിൻ്റെയും നൂലുകൊണ്ട് ബന്ധിച്ച് തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് ചൊല്ലി ഒരു നാടിൻ്റെയാകെ സ്നേഹവും പ്രീതിയും പിടിച്ചുപറ്റുന്നു പുലവർ. അതിനുവേണ്ടി തൻ്റെ പോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫീസ് ജോലി ഉപേക്ഷിക്കുക പോലുമുണ്ടായി. പിതാവിൻ്റെ സ്വപ്നമെന്നോണം ആനുകാലിക സാമൂഹ്യ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയുള്ള വിഷയങ്ങളിൽ സാംസ്കാരികമായ പ്രതികരണങ്ങൾ എന്നിവയ്ക്ക് തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്തിൻ്റെ സങ്കേതം ഉപയോഗിച്ച് രംഗത്ത് അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്ന രീതി കൂടി രാമചന്ദ്ര പുലവരെ വ്യത്യസ്തനാക്കി. തോലും നൂലും കോലും കൂട്ടിക്കെട്ടി കൂടെ കൂട്ടിയ പാവകളെ ഇന്ന് കൂത്തുമാടത്തിലെ ഇരുണ്ട വെട്ടത്തിൽ മാത്രമല്ല ഇന്ത്യക്കകത്തും പുറത്തും കരകൗശല പ്രദർശന വിൽപ്പനശാലകളിൽ കാണാൻ കഴിയുന്നത് ഈ കലാകുടുംബത്തിൻ്റെ അശ്രാന്ത പരിശ്രമം കൊണ്ടാണ്. സാമൂഹ്യ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയുള്ള നിഴൽ നാടകങ്ങൾ ആനുകാലികത്തിൻ്റെ കരുത്തു പകരാൻ ഉസ്താദ് ബിസ്മില്ലാ ഖാൻ അവാർഡ് ജേതാവായ ഇദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മൂത്ത മകൻ രാജീവ് പുലവർ വഹിക്കുന്ന പങ്ക് നിസ്തുലമാണ്. കൊല്ലപ്പെട്ട് വർഷങ്ങൾ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടും ഗാന്ധിയെ ഇന്നും ഭയക്കുന്ന ഇരുട്ടിൻ്റെ ശക്തികളോട് കലഹിക്കാൻ രാജീവ് തിരഞ്ഞെടുത്തത് ഗാന്ധിക്കൂത്ത് പൊതുവേദിയിൽ അവതരിപ്പിച്ചുകൊണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
രണ്ടായിരത്തി ആറിലായിരുന്നു ഈ പാരമ്പര്യമായി രാമായണം കഥ മാത്രം ചെയ്തു വന്നിരുന്ന തെക്കേ ഇന്ത്യയിൽ കൂടുതലായും ഷേഡോ നേൾപ്പാവ കളി സംഘങ്ങളുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ സ്വമേധയാൽ ആ സംഘങ്ങളെല്ലാം നശിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാലഘട്ടത്തായിരുന്നു സംഗീതനാട അക്കാദമി, കേന്ദ്ര സംഗീതനാട അക്കാദമി പാമ്പകളി എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് സജീവമാക്കാം എന്നതിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിക്കൊണ്ട് പുതിയ നാടകങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി ആവശ്യപ്പെടുകയും ചെയ്തു. അപ്പോഴാണ് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമര ചരിത്രത്തെ ആസ്പദമായിക്കൊണ്ടൊരു പാവനാടകം ചെയ്തുകൂടാ. മുത്തച്ഛൻ്റെ വലിയൊരു സ്വപ്നമായിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ഇരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് അദ്ദേഹം ഗാന്ധിജിയുടെ കഥ ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് വളരെയധികം ആഗ്രഹം പ്രകടിപ്പിച്ചിരുന്നു. 2000-ലാണ് അദ്ദേഹം ഈ പാവലോകത്തെ വിട്ട് യാതിരെ പോയത്. ആ സമയത്ത് നമുക്കൊന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞില്ല. പക്ഷെ അവിടെ തുടർന്ന് ഒരു 6 വർഷത്തോളം ചർച്ച നടക്കുകയും ഒട്ടനവധി കഥാകാരന്മാരെ എല്ലാം കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് എങ്ങനെ നമുക്കൊരു ഗാന്ധി ചരിതം തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്തിൽ അവതരിപ്പിക്കാമെന്നൊരു ചർച്ച നടന്നു. അങ്ങനെയാണ് 2006-ൽ ഇന്ത്യൻ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ സമരത്തെ ചരിത്രത്തെ ആസ്പദമാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് മഹാത്മാഗാന്ധിയുടെ ജീവചരിത്രത്തിലൂടെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മരണം മുതൽ ആ അവസാന ദിനം മുതൽ ഫ്ലാഷ് ബാക്ക് പോലെ തിരിഞ്ഞൊരു യാത്രയായിരുന്നു ഗാന്ധി ചരിതം. അതായത് സൗത്ത് ആഫ്രിക്ക, പിന്നെ അങ്ങോട്ട് അപ്പോളോ ബന്ദർ, ക്വിറ്റ് ഇന്ത്യ, ജാലിയൻ വാലാബാഗ്, നമ്മുടെ കേരളത്തിലെ കേളപ്പജിയുടെ സമരകാലഘട്ടം, ഇതെല്ലാം ഇന്ത്യ വിഭജനം, വർഗീയ കലാപം, ഗാന്ധി വധം തുടങ്ങിയ ഏകദേശം 15ഓളം എപ്പിസോഡുകൾ ചേർത്തിണക്കിക്കൊണ്ടാണ് ഗാന്ധി ചരിതം തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്ത് ഇന്ന് ഏകദേശം ഒരു 120ഓളം വേദികളിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ പാവനാടകത്തിലൂടെ ഗാന്ധി ചരിതം തോൽപ്പാവക്കൂത്തിലൂടെ ഹിന്ദിയിലും മലയാളത്തിലും അവതരിപ്പിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചത് വളരെയധികം നേട്ടമായിട്ട് കാണുകയാണ്.
6 മാസം പാവക്കൂത്തും അതിനുശേഷം കൃഷിയിടങ്ങളുമായി പുലവരും കുടുംബവും ഇന്ന് ഈ നാട്ടിൽ നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കുന്നു. സാംസ്കാരിക, സാമൂഹിക, രാഷ്ട്രീയ മേഖലകളിൽ ഇടപെടാവുന്നിടത്തൊക്കെ ഇടപെട്ടുകൊണ്ട് ഈ കലയും പാരമ്പര്യവും സംരക്ഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഇതാ ഈ പാവക്കൂത്തുകാർ യാത്ര തുടരുന്നു.
That was really an amazing experience. The master behind the screen is here himself to share his experience. Now let's watch it.
Hi, I am Rajiv Pillat. Pavakud is a ritual art performed in the goddess temple of Valvanad. This documentary Nilatam is not about the ritual behind it, but about the work behind it. And art that can be forgotten is about the efforts made to keep it from fading. It's about the social interaction that take place to maintain it along with the rituals. Once when I went to see the puppet show, I put a Facebook live. Only then can I see the work behind the stage. Their sweat could be seen the light of the small lamp that was shining there. It was then that the thought arose as to why not make a documentary about this work that does not come in front of the stage. It was during that investigation that I was able to learn more about the changes that have taken place in this art of time. and to learn more about the revolutionary changes, including the inclusion of women in the Kutambala that were forbidden to women, puppetry which was performed only in mythology, also deals with various social issues such as Gandhi, Kuthu, Eshu Charidam and natural conversation for its survival. The shadow puppet is the oldest form of cinema. Please see and share your opinions. Thank you.
Let's check out the next movie, Log Drum of Pesavo. Log Drum of Pesavo is a film made by Millo Tako from Arunachal Pradesh, Chonglas Sangtam from Nagaland, Lantanglian Vaipai, Manipur of the Green Hub Fellowship Program, batch 2018-19, and Wanmai Konyak from Nagaland of the batch 2015-16. The film tracks the making of the ceremonial log drum from techniques involved in cutting and shaping the log to carrying the log drum over many days to its final home in the Morang. The journey from forest to village to a final resting place in the Morang abounds in rituals and traditional style celebrations beautifully captured on screen by the Green Hub team. Let's have a look at the movie.
yang bodong ma obo ya bung jong do de aba khamnya ya ba ibu iba te ba aba aya do
ibu iba aba khamma ya ha ba mamung chỉ dòng thì mình nhớ nhiều yang vô dụng mà vụ nhớ nhiều tham lam đâu đó
ibu iba ji mi ye ji yang bu ni de bo ni ju la ji ni to ka de bo de ge ni shi da ji ni de yong wen men ma ke sa ya de ji yong wen nang ni ke jiang ji ji ni de phang bo dong ti kun na phang ni da
아버 감마 혼야가 야부 네번 바ben네 지야부 혼야 예배나 정도 대부 벤디 유부 제용아 얌 아버 감마
신의 của mấy muốn nhiều sắc không sắc yên dung sắc mộ và sắc uyang là non bộ và chúng ya rồi nhưng đây gì mà dân thì dân mong khôn nhặt phá gì hơ gì yên không không thông mà gì xin hết tăng quên lòng mà kia thì gì không đủ đâu phải mẹ lưu xin nhờ lưu bằng chứng minh mẹ là lưu bằng chứng minh tăng quên thì gì làm kia thì gì ở lần thủ đâu
không ghen bằng mỡ về sau gì mà năng bộ gì bước không ghen bằng mỡ về sau gì yang mà năng bộ thì à bước khám nhận được đấy hết tất cả gì 인제 봐 가만 나
밤여 야부 파라 야가르지 수왕도 수왕무시 거마 다 지요삿 장대 방대 마마 가마 멍야지 가마 장뭉서 ngơi đều chẳng yêu là chính ý yêu mà đẹp yêu là chính ý đều chỉ hai bữa chính ý không nhớ đúng đẹp đó
감야 보양 사케 올라 늑황 집에 ng어서 늑시 저보다 마 이야 잠먹해요 야는 몸도 세리고 레진 작은 왕디고 집에 깨망하면 거기서 올라 호황하지 ng어서 세중대 우리 집안에 이제 암래지 vậy giờ âm được lên thì theo cái thằng mù họ mà ra sùng bùn chồng rồi, ở bên lo chúng ấy ở bên tiêu thằng chúng ấy thì khá sao vậy? anh sẽ làm thì tôi hỏi thì có mà thì khá xa thì một trăm nghìn thì một trăm nghìn phải là cũng suy thì bây giờ họ một thôi gì đâu kia nó sao thôi thì cái gì cái kia mà họ phải lo bị ta cái khá xa thì một trăm nghìn chắc cũng suy cái bằng mà yang cũng sẽ cũng là gì bằng một trăm bạc
다 두부 양보동 다 신당 코냐가 지루지 양서보 니더보 두배가 두셔 양서 이 두니 양
Maybe I'm a little nang. I'm a young people. Hack that me.
yang đi yang đó đã đó khăm gì cả thì gì yên nó u pa cả anh nó yên sinh cả anh nó chẳng nhớ cả lời gì lời yang này đã đó mắm yang pa cả anh nó khâu gì cả ibu làm đó đấy đã đó đấy gì cả đấy là
Hey, du. Kuna pa yi khawa de kamnang jang ba. Am tang yo no mun jang ba. Da de ne chen ne am nam ne ye ye ne ne nyam du ta ba. Ku bang ya. Lo ji ya. Ba mun de kham yi ga de de chin ju mu de yi bu ba. Kuna pa ang la ba. Da li de nang ne de da de ne. Ha yang men ne ji ko ba. Hoàng nhọc quyền thơ bùng thơ quyền thơ 진짜 쫄랑 먹네 건. 저번 내가 뭐 쪽. 쪽 이미 이모 먼저 아무 쪽밤을 그냥 삭정 먹는 거. 그냥 삭지. 아버지 이종아 예. 라가야 라. 이번이면
nhưng mà mau sẽ là cái gì bu dạ sẽ là cái gì bu mẹ lẽ mẹ dạ sẽ chơi lưng à thì gì khăm ăn chim mau cái gì vậy chỗ ít lưng nghe cũng vậy nghe hay bà ít lắm chuyện yêu à nhiều bị trục lăng bu nhiều bị bật lăng bu nhiều bị nhung lăng bu không thật đâu mau là cái gì bu mẹ lẽ dạ sẽ chơi gì mong 이 배지요 밥은 게 지장에 뭐 한 밥에 조금 뭐 ngơi 뭐 삼지징에 뭐 되지 알은 됐다.
병 như đây aja tục trên này nhiều biết tục, yang nhiều biết tục thì vậy, nhiều cũng ngang
về ngã ba u yang cái gì vậy nhà em rồi nhà nhà không có nữa mà
뭐 왜 아, 지하 보면 가만 선대부 점불한 mấy đi xa chứ mấy đi xa chấm mơ 아버 검요양 지하 보면 되지 다 몸불랑 사안 보 장왕 대전리 현당 수제배 이거 검요양 영용 뭐봐 lạc ma sang đậu bơ dương dùng một ba lạc ma sang đậu bơ thì chẳng lẽ là siêu thị chỉ có một thì thôi
콩콩 뽑으러 뭐양 이부 이봐 서담 뽑으러 이봐 아작 파르고 되지 란지 이부 이봐 안 뽑어 진이 옹보다 콩콩 옹보다 다래 용웬냥 레고베 파스테 옹 탁다 왜냐면 디고난 옹 탁다 다 apa kamnya dong kesa jarak janji apte pa ta chia ham thau đến bu taka khong ai mà tham sao à yếm mà khơi yếm này 감동 장도 합양 뭐 hin cái gì ham lắc lưỡi bu tung lọ luồng gì ô ya gì tung mấy dùng cỏ gì ibu ibu thật tao bị
노화 고누링 양을 이요 엉을 링을 소양 팔면 물렘 ngay 양 팔면 노화 녹달란 공거
이제 아빠 숨게 나무는 여기를 내가 지금 여기 내릴 거. 그래서 배양 내려는 밥이나 깨는. 그거를 해도 꼭 필요한데.
Aba khama yike munyo tung element do. Oye tung element ji shu burung alan shu bo tung mayung ko ji chẳng so burung to element do in so bo.
Nhiều thì được về tuy chỉ có thì gì nhỉ phải cho chẳng mó ăn theo nhị mình su gạ bộ chỉ nhiều mó ăn theo nhị mình su gạ thì chỉ tuy chỉ có thật của bên yang những cái sinh cái chỉ nó tuy chỉ có thật nó về sinh quang an yang thì
Thế mình hi bu bang mẹ à quyết thua thật là nhỉ giặc được mẹ quả sốt đồ thành như sau nhỉ mặc bên là chỉ bị tức na cả quật tức mẹ à gì gì anh là hi bu bài à heo đúng là heo một
trong mò nhiều buồn đấy
chân uyang họ mình đó iba chân đồng 신부 chân này iba đâu chân uyang họ bố phụ chân khăm nhớ ra được những cái xin được ngang một hi bu gì tiếng em mà mu bu hi à nhiều lắm số cọ là sao vậy cái trung tâm số gian lạc giang là vô vậy mu nhớ năng hay ở gì tung bộ họ ra gì như dập như vậy ba như bu chỉ như xây đến là gì ibu ju một hàng gì anh ấy dập bài này cho nên như ngang rồi chiang mung mà đây hầu như năng nhẹ lực xa như na tơ mẹ bị đấy đặt phục cả bờ phục một luồng thế bà mà đây nguồn một luồng gì thật riêng đây sầm bùa hiện giặc to cậu y
那个有什么个让他看，对不对？有什么个让他看，有什么？
ประชาฝักบาร์ประชาเนี่ยวิฝักบาร์เนี่ยเป็นนักเก็ตวิธีแม่พระบิจิพุงบุยิ่งประชาคนยักวิฝักตึกจังยิ่งบ้าวิเจแม่อาทิตย์พังดอกนักอาทิตย์กัดตึงดอกเฮ้ยเจกัดคำชนิดหนึ่งอ่ะยิ่งว่าชนิดวิบาร์ด
ở bắc hầm nhau đông hồ dân diện cam mà tham được mẹ ôi được hấp được lên được ha mà gì đó luôn mũ mù của nhắc của liền giờ mà mù mà ở giống vũ yak la sắc dạy làm gì chia mang làm gì mà
Ra ra bộ đồ chứ, ai cứ giặc hạt được cái miếng mà chụp cái chứ mà mẹ đứng được gì? Cái miếng nào lấy vì vụ này chẳng xuống này. Không cái này là uống lên. Allez,
Now I would like to invite the filmmaker to share their experience.
Hi, Mira Tapo here. The film Drum is about an event where they replaced the old one with the new one. And the most interesting part is how they do it actually and the process they do. So the film Drum of Pesau will show you the whole process of making of the Drum. It was a great experience for me to shoot this Drum, and when we went for the Nagaland, it was my first visit to the Nagaland, and I saw the people of Pesau with such inspiring and hardworking people, and I was really get inspired from them. The first day when we went for a shoot, we had to walk 3 hours from the one mountain to a different mountain and reach the location where they cut down a huge tree for a log drum, and they started carving, and whole this process take almost a month, and we spent a month there shooting. The interesting part is the dragging one, when the huge number of people came and the whole village came and participate in this dragging, and they drag the log drum with the singing, dancing, and they drag from one mountain to the different mountains. And when the toughest one is when they drag it up to the mountain. It was really a view when we saw a huge number of people come and participate. It's a very unique. I liked the unity of them, how they excited about and dancing. It was a nice experience for me, and we had a great time with one my cognac, Chongnisa Samtang, Ramtang Wi-Fi. This movie really inspired us, and I hope everyone will like it. Thank you.
Now, let's take a short break. Please be back at 8 p.m. for watching the next movie.